Not everyone who plays the victim is weak. Some are strategic. Victimhood is not always a reaction to pain. Sometimes it's a tool, because when someone positions themselves as the victim, they gain something powerful: sympathy, protection, moral authority, and most importantly, immunity from accountability. The victim role changes the rules. When someone is seen as hurt, challenging them feels cruel. Questioning them feels unfair. Holding them responsible feels wrong. That's why victimhood is so effective. It disarms criticism before it's even spoken. People who rely on this pattern rarely say, "I made a mistake." Instead, they say things like, "Everyone is against me. I'm always misunderstood. No one ever helps me." Notice what's missing: ownership. The victim narrative reframes every conflict as something that happened to them, never something they participated in. And over time, this becomes identity. Some people don't just feel like victims, they become one. Because victimhood offers rewards, attention, support, lower expectations. When you're the victim, you're not expected to grow. You're not expected to change. You're not expected to reflect. The world is always the problem. Another hidden benefit is control. Victimhood can manipulate without confrontation. Instead of asking directly, they imply suffering. Instead of setting boundaries, they express disappointment. Instead of addressing conflict, they withdraw and let guilt do the work. This is emotional leverage, and it's often unconscious. But the impact is real. People around them begin to walk carefully. They soften their words. They avoid honesty. Not because the truth isn't there, but because the emotional cost feels too high. Here's where it becomes dangerous. When someone uses victimhood to avoid responsibility, patterns repeat. The same problems, the same conflicts, the same outcomes. Because nothing is ever examined, pain becomes proof. Suffering becomes justification, and anyone who challenges the story is labeled insensitive, cold, or cruel. But real healing doesn't come from avoiding responsibility. It comes from reclaiming agency. There's an important distinction most people miss. Being hurt is not the same as being helpless. Genuine victims seek understanding and growth. Strategic victimhood seeks control and exemption. One leads to healing. The other leads to stagnation. So, how do you tell the difference? Watch what happens when accountability appears. Does the person reflect, or do they deflect? Do they acknowledge patterns, or do they double down on blame? Because the moment responsibility enters the room, the performance changes. Victimhood loses its power when growth becomes possible. Understanding this doesn't mean you dismiss real pain. It means you stop confusing suffering with innocence, because pain explains behavior. It does not excuse it. And the most subtle manipulation is the one that hides behind vulnerability. This is Hidden Motives X.